All righty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another weekly update. Hope everybody's having a lovely day. And with that being said, let's get into the TA. Guys, we have a lovely video planned for us. Our itinerary is action-packed. We got a bunch of good stuff. We have a lot of stuff setting up, and I am just going to start the video off by saying I do think we are going higher. I'm going to go over in this video why I think that is going to be the case. And then we're going to look at a lot of important stuff. I'm also going to point out some stuff today. I did a lot of back testing, and I want to point out on a few tickers for you guys, just what you guys could be paying attention to. All right. All right. So let's start off here with the weekly charts. I just want to point out you have a bullish engulfing candlestick here on SPY. You do have the decreasing volume. We were short one day. And then you also had a news-packed week, so I would not be surprised if people were just waiting on the sidelines, you know. But yeah, we were short a day, so that's probably the reason we had that declining volume there. You have QQQ, all right. You did not get the bullish engulfing candlestick, but you did pull back to the weekly 9 EMA, just like you did over here, and you were, you know, kind of in this consolidation range going from here to here. You pulled back, found buyers, and now it's looking like you were about to be breaking up. Last time you had this pretty much exact candlestick here on the weekly time frame. All right, not exact, all right? You had a straight up hammer over here. Right now you have a, you know, pin bar looking candlestick here, but it is still signifying that buyers are stepping up here at your short-term moving average, and that is something that I think is important. Last time you had this look, you went for an absolute ride here. I'm not saying you are going for an absolute ride here, but I am going to point out in this video why I think we are going to see further upside next week. All right. Stepping over here to IWM. What do you also have? Guys, you have this, you know, pin bar candlestick, and then you also have a doji candlestick, long-legged, you know, lower doji candlestick, lower volume that makes sense. It's a very, you know, narrow candlestick. You have a narrow body, and you have narrow wicks here going on as well. You did hold the 9. All right, so that is something to take note of. DIA, guys, bullish engulfing candlestick. You just broke out from this range. The last range you broke out from, you had quite a bit of, you know, upside past that point. You had 3.7% there. I'm just putting it out there. If we are going to be doing that here, we're, you know, we can expect DIA to go to 400. Guys, everybody was talking about SPY 400, SPY 500, these big psych levels. Guess what? What about DIA to 400, huh? What about DIA? Everyone's leaving out DIA. Guys, if we get a, you know, big pullback here, it's going to be such a big buying opportunity. Please do not get bearish in this market. This is nothing less than a very bullish market. I understand people can think it's, you know, going to crash at some point. Guys, it will crash at some point. But, you know, crashes are rare. And, you know, we have no idea when that's going to come. We just have to wait for some signs to show up on the charts. And right now they're screaming like, guys, make the money on the long side. All right. We're going to throw in some SMH there. You had your pullback this week. You had very positive, you know, NVIDIA earnings there. Sent chips for a ride. We're going to be talking about a few chip stocks here. All right, SMH, bullish engulfing candlestick. Even with the, you know, shortage of our Monday's trading session, we still do have, you know, decent volume on the week. Not looking too bad. Not looking too bad at all. All right, guys, now we're going to come down over here. We're going to, you know, put on our stuff that we have on our charts. All right, we're going to come over here, SPY. I'm actually going to start this one off with the lower time frames, okay? But I am going to point out, QQ did just make a fresh all-time high. It did just break out from this bull flag. I don't think its upside is done yet when it just put in this, you know, it is a divergent high, but I don't think the upside is done. I'm just going to be very clear on that one. All right, let's come over here to the 15-minute time frame. We're going to start here on SPY. All right, guys, so same thing I was just saying over there on QQQ. Guys, you just broke up to a new all-time high. All right, that is a $6 move from a, you know, decently wide range here. You had a $10 range. I think our upside is, you know, we can call it limited without a pullback, but I'm just going to say right now, the weekly charts are bullish. All right, when I'm looking at the lower time frames, it's decently bullish. We still have like bullish structure stepping in. Are being formed here, created on these lower time frames by, guess who? Market participants. That is, you know, the stuff we talk about in this video, guys. We're making it easier to look at what the market participants are doing as a whole. And right now, they're consolidating in a bullish manner. All right, and you, like I said, all right, QQ just broke out, all right, from that bull flag, and now you have this smaller looking bull pennant going on here. And if you have extended hours on, you would have a big old flagpole. All right. it doesn't look too good over there. We're going to have to see how it goes. All right. But I'm going to show you what I'm watching. If we gap down on Monday, I'm going to show you what I'm watching if we gap up. All right. You come over here to IWM. Not too bad of a look going on from here to here. You were coming down. You just found buyers in the golden pocket here in the hourly time frame. All right. And then guess what? Here on the 15-minute time frame, you had this trend line. You broke that trend line. You got the 15-minute close. You went for a ride. It doesn't get much better than this, guys. You literally stalled out at your gap fill. All right. You can argue that it's up here. I just do my things a little bit different than, the way I've seen it done online. That's just the way I learned. And now you see why, guys. The stuff I will show you in this video, in these videos that, in all my videos, but, this video is a rather important video. Guess what? It's only the stuff that I've worked on and I've found to really benefit me over the years. And I'll tell you right now, if you had this level marked on your chart, what the heck is that? What good is that doing? All right. What benefit did you just get from that? People can call that the gap fill. I call this the gap fill. Why? Because that's the low of the daily candlestick. That's where you get sellers stepping in at. I do my levels in my particular way. You don't have to, do your levels that way. But I will discuss what works here in these videos. And what I'm telling you guys right now is we had a bullish setup going on here on IWM. All right. Did also have, guys, back to back. We just keep calling out these golden pocket tests, and one of these times it's not going to work. But, until that happens, we're just going to keep calling them out. All right. Perfect. What about the next one? You guys want to see something really cool? Perfect. Golden pocket inception. All right. What about the next one, huh? Perfect. All right. Now, here is the caveat. Here to here, you're currently right underneath here. All right. So you got to get above here, guys. You get above 203 on IWM. I think you're going to take out 204.80. And I think 210 incoming. Boom. I called it. I did it. All right. I called this actually when we started breaking out over here. I thought we were consolidating in this bullish manner. You had this big candlestick right here off of very low volume. We pointed that out. All right. I said I didn't think it's going to matter. I think it just broke out in a very bullish manner. It did matter, guys. That is why we also are going to be including volume here when we talk about these charts, guys. Volume is important with these candlesticks. Just because you have a really bullish candlestick, if you have a wide body bar with terribly low volume, lower than even this declining low volume here on your consolidation, guess what? That just doesn't make sense, because why is it a wide body bar off of low volume? You need heavy volume to create the wide body bar. Guess what? That is, a trick candlestick right there. All right. One of them is lying. It's either the volume or the candlestick. And why is the volume going to be lying? That's kind of how I see it. All right. And, on this channel, guys, I'm just going to keep discussing what I see work time and time again over the years that I have been in these markets. All right. And if you are new to these markets, I will guide you through these markets. All right. I promise you. Every single day here. We do it every single day. We cover the smaller time frames. We cover the larger time frames when there's things to talk about. All right. Now, speaking of the larger time frames, we're going to come over here to, actually, before we go on, I'm just going to point out DIA also just broke out and is back testing this flag. You also had this bearish divergence, guys. So that is something to take note of. All right. So I actually pointed this out in Friday's video. And we started, seeing this thing over here. Guys, you didn't really get much on SPY. All right. You got your $5 sell over here on QQQ. Well, almost $5. All right. And then SPY, what I was looking for, at least, for to see these 15-minute divergences really, what they usually do is it's at least a $5 sell. Most of the time, they don't have to. We can get a situation like, I think it was right here. All right. From the peak, guys, you only fell like $1. All right. You get something like that and you could skyrocket. So that's what I'm saying. So we got warning signs, but you have bullish structure here. So it makes me think we're probably going to continue higher. But if you pull back to start the week, guys, I'm going to be watching right here, 503.50. If you can bust it down underneath 506.89, which is going to be the low of this candlestick's right here, guess what? You have a straight shot of coming down there. All right. Maybe you don't look at it that way because you have all this stuff, but guys, you kind of went straight up and had a short squeeze there. If you have under here, you're going to have profit takers. Now, why are buyers not going to step up at this previous all-time high? This breakout level of 503.50. It's the high of this candlestick right here. 503.50 on the dot. You already had buyers stepping in there once. Right there, you printed a hammer candlestick. That was your signal that you're probably going to be, going. All right. We come over here to QQQ, just broke out from the bull flag, fresh all-time high. Why are you going to have this much consolidation going on here? You know, week and a half here, and you're going to spend 2 days outside of it, and you know, you're going to peak the all-time high by a few bucks. Guys, just go and check when that last happened. It doesn't happen. Okay. Let's just mark out a few things, a few, you know, setups like we have right here. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. All right, guys. So you guys see the picture I'm really putting together here. It's just typically not going to be the case. You got a bit. Well, this was a big range. We don't have like a big ass range going on here right now. All right. I hope you guys are seeing the picture that I'm putting on this chart right now. I hope you guys are, because, you know, guys, I just reference what has happened in the past with, you know, a lot of these things that I'll be pointing out. All right, guys, we have a condition that occurred in the past. It's happening right now. Guess what? All right. That's what we're going to talk about. We got no reason to talk about BS that doesn't work. We're just talking about simple price action here. You just pushed up to a new high. I understand you just slightly did it and you got sold into it. All right. But if you get the pullback, all right, on SPY, we're watching 503.50. Okay. That is where you just broke out from. You had, you know, decent amount of range here. Okay. Why is it going to just have a $6 move and pull back? You're probably going to pull back and go higher, or you just go higher. All right. You come over here to our boy SMH. Guys, it already looks like, guess what? You're getting buyers stepping in. Come over the hourly time frame. You got a hammer candlestick. I don't know what's going to happen here. You know, it really doesn't look all that bad. And if you really want to talk about some bullish charts, we're going to go over here to NVIDIA. And guys, this thing doesn't look bad at all. You come over here to the daily time frame. All right, this is actually going to be on the focus list this week. If I get the entry, I'll take the entry, because, you know, in the past, we've seen these things hold up. Now, I also don't think we're going to get the entry. That's also what we've seen in the past. Typically, when NVIDIA has decent sized breakouts, it doesn't go back for the back test. So, unfortunately, I do think we're probably going to get a slight gap up and then go on the way for NVIDIA. Now, if you do come down here, I'll take advantage. I'm going to show you guys some things in this video that I think everybody's going to find very beneficial, all right? If you are a working individual, someone with a 9-to-5, someone who saves their money, all right? Someone who, you know, you don't want to have the short-term trading, all right? I got something very nice for you. And if you just literally sign up for a TradingView subscription, $15 a month, all right? Listen, guys, if you are, you know, working, if you are saving a decent amount of money, you know, if you are frustrated on, you know, because you don't have time to have the short-term trading that goes on in the market, and you're like, oh crap, maybe I'm losing money, I got something really important for you in this video, and I think it's going to benefit so many people. All right. Now, given I'm not going to go into my specifics on my system for me to get rich, all right, over the 2 years, next 2 to 3 years, but in the Discord, I will be sharing that, and I'm very freaking excited on that. But I will give you guys some examples on what I am going to be looking for. I'm just going to show you guys some things that work. Like I was saying, we're only going to go over things that work. I'm going to go over, you know, I just back tested on a bunch of tickers. I left up my drawings on 2 of the tickers, so I will show you some examples. Okay. But yeah, I'm excited. Okay. I'm very excited for this. But yeah, bullish, very bullish chart here, guys. Very bullish chart. I don't know what else to say about it. This is the NVIDIA chart, guys. This is the reason we just, you know, ran higher here, and you got it looking like that. And then you got SMH also with the fresh all-time high breakout. Do you guys see what I'm talking about? Like, you know, what happens if it comes back for the back test? You know, it could dance around here. You're probably going higher. Okay? You're probably going higher. What happened over here? All right? You didn't get a back test. You just kind of, you know, flew. Whatever right here, no back test. Okay. Well, you got the back test eventually. Look at that. All right, but that could probably be seen right here on the weekly time frame. All right, guys. So like you got bullish structure going on. I'm not gonna, you know, focus too much on it. We got a lot of individual tickers to cover. Before I go over that, I want to go over the thing I was just talking about. All right, I'm bullish into next week, and you know, actually, before we go over that, I just realized if we start the week with a pullback, let's go over what we're going to be paying attention to. All right, so first things first, this is a pennant, guys. You're watching this trend line. If you open up down here underneath 506.89, watch for sellers to be here and watch for this thing to play out. Okay, first things first, that's that. All right, now if you do have a larger pullback, because like I said, 15-minute bearish divergence, you can get a larger pullback. I'll show you the last few times this has occurred. For anybody who's new to the channel, you haven't seen me do this, but you know, for anybody who's not new, you definitely know, like, hey, all right, I reference these, you know, a decent bit. We watch for these bearish divergences. They typically will, you know, be our knight in shining armor. All right. This one is an example. It didn't end up playing out, but that's why, you know, we got two scenarios going into this week, guys. We either get the pullback or we don't. Who cares? If you get the pullback, we're bullish on the pullback. Don't matter. All right. It don't matter. You got triple bearish divergence going on right there. What do you got right here? You got another one. All right, guys, like I could just keep pulling these out the wazoo. Okay. 86.37. Over here at 85.76, that's not one. All right, and look at that, you just consolidated. All right, no bearish divergence, it got burnt. You had one, it gets burnt. Guys, I'm gonna actually, golden tidbit right here. If you guys want to watch for divergences, if you see a divergence like this, it's coming into resistance, you think, oh, there's a solid shot, sellers are gonna step in. I'm also gonna let you know, if you're really developing a range like this, usually it breaks to the upside. Markets are bullish, you know, 95% of the time. Okay, just know that. If you break it like that, and it starts breaking right as you start breaking through the resistance, because this is the signal that, like, you're probably going to continue this. This is, you know, your chance at some money. All right. So, yeah, if you do end up gapping down, that is what we're going to be looking for, because, you know, as you can see right now, from what I just pointed out, you got a 1. You got this. It didn't bring too much right here, right? It was a $3 sell. But, you know, guys, we were looking for it. Okay, you know damn right I was opening up markets in the morning brief. All right, we were looking for that. You know, sell right there. Obviously could have kept going here. We have a target of 511 here on SPY. I think it will be hit next week. All right, so there's that. But you got a 1, you got a 2, you got a 3, you got a 4, you got a 5, you got a 6. You don't have one right there. All right, you keep her going. All right, you got that right there. You have a 7. We'll actually put it on the chart just so I can make my point crystal freaking clear. All right, you had a big boy right here. Guess what? You had a from 577 all the way down there. Okay, that's a $5 sell. You ticked it back up. We can count this as number 8. You also had an $8 sell right there because you had the triple bearish divergence. Because this is what I'm always going to keep reminding you guys. What do you got going on here? All right, you want to go for number 9? I got you. Number 9 right into, well, at that point it wasn't resistance, all right? Whatever. Okay, it built out our zone. And then at this point, when we saw the bearish divergence as you came into our supply zone, of course we were looking for sellers, all right? Back in the day, I don't know what I was doing back then, but I'll tell you right now, you know, I was probably doing things pretty similar to what I'm doing right now. And this, yeah, this is how I would have looked at it. You had the all-time high right here. I knew where sellers stepped in right there. That creates a supply zone. You know sellers were right here. You know sellers were right here, okay? You're expecting sellers to naturally be up here. Now, what happens when you have a bearish divergence going into it? You have an exact sell point to go off of. You have a very nice trade idea right there. What happens if you have a triple bearish divergence also going into it, and you're just right here, and it's just right here, and it's not burned, all right? You're going to take your shot. You're going to use this as your stop. Because if you get the all-time high, guess what? You're going to get this, and you're going to get a massive short squeeze, guys. All right, guys, here on this channel, we call the shots. And, you know, I don't, you know, want to toot my own horn, but I just want to say, I put my work out there every single day. I think you're going to be amazed by my work. I think my work is going to make you a lot of money. I'm obviously not a financial advisor. That's not something we could do. But guess what? All right, guess what? You can damn right follow along with the TA, and you guys can, you know, have these high probability scenarios going into each and every day. Okay. And that's kind of how I do things. All right. If you were to get above here, you're looking for this. All right. You're looking for, you know, some form of continuation here. And we're going to be watching to see if this bearish divergence holds. Because guess what? If you push up to a slight new high right here at 511, guess what? I'm still looking for that big sell. All right. And then maybe we do get this. So if we're, you know, pushing up here, all right, 511, where is 511? Right here. Let's say we slightly overshoot it, 512, all right? And then you pull back. And you pull back here, you're looking for buyers step in, but they're probably not gonna, because we have a triple bearish divergence, a quadruple bearish divergence at that point. And yeah, then we have a decent sell that scares the bejesus out of most people here. And maybe you even go slightly further down. Okay, maybe it goes like that. And now you're right here, and you're like, oh, it's bleak. But then you see a hammer candlestick get put in, and right here on the hourly time frame, there we go. And now we're going back up, and everyone's like, oh, holy Jesus, I'm getting short squeezed. Oh, geez. All right, so that's what we're looking for, guys. That's like, you know, if we get up, I'm still looking for that sell. All right. I'm with you guys. I think we are going to, be seeing, eventually we're going to get a decent sell here. I think this could be the chance. And at that point, this golden pocket is going to be sitting right here. And what if it's something really ugly looking? You really come down to test the 500 cycle level. I don't know how that's going to really go. But, these are what we're watching for, guys. On the downside, we're watching the golden pocket right here. Wherever, this peaks out here, that's what we're going to be watching for. And, if it takes some time to develop here, maybe, by the end of the day, we're still dancing out around here. I'll remind you guys of what we just discussed in this video. I'll remind you that if we get this scenario and we're just dancing here, and maybe now you have like a wedge going on here, some sort, I don't know, whatever I'm seeing in the market, all right? I'm going to let you guys know. Okay, and then boom, and then we'll be looking for buyers because obviously we're bullish on the dip. If you test this breakout level, guys, if you test all the way down here at 480 and we finally see a massive, pullback here, guess what? We'll be bullish. Okay, we'll be bullish. 480, you think buyers aren't going to step in? At that point, now you're getting a massive pullback. Now, what happens if you really do put in a high this week? Because I do think you're going higher, but where did you really rally from? Right here. Now, let's see it. 512. We'll say 512 is your high. I'm not saying at all 512 is going to be the high, but what does this do? Anywhere around this point, okay? We're talking you can go all the way up to 520. Holy sweet baby juice. You could go to 530. Guys, we're making so much freaking money if we get this scenario, okay? You know why? Because everyone's going to turn perma bear. And I'm not. All right? I'm not. You're going to have this trend line. You got this big old rising wedge going on. It's pretty vertical right now. We're in a parabolic rise. Guess what? What if you really do stall it all the way down here? You see a massive, corrective move that takes months and months, and you wind up right here at 480 right here at the golden pocket. All right, wherever we stall out, guys, we're bullish on this dip. Okay, I don't care. We are bullish on the dip because you stall out right here. The golden pocket aligns with here. Okay, so somewhere I'm looking for buyers to step in. I'm pretty confident if I buy months out, I will, I'll nail things. Now, let's go over what I wanted to show you guys that I think a lot of people are going to be benefiting. You got them 9 to 5s, even the people who are not, at the 9 to 5s, guys. I want to talk a little bit about compounding. All right, I was watching an Alex Hormozi video and compound. That's just what he kept mentioning. And I think everyone should go watch that guy because I think you'll improve your life. All right. Doesn't matter what you're doing in your life. I think you're going to go improve your life. And, I got the stuff on the market, but I don't, I'm not going to put time into that stuff. That's his thing. All right. So I think everyone would benefit from that. Go watch his most recent video. I think it doesn't matter what you're doing. I think you're going to benefit from it. But regardless, we're talking about compounding right now is driving me nuts because I'm like, okay, I see these things time and time again, I need a system here, okay, where I can just 100% of the time, I can compound my money. It doesn't matter if, I'm not getting these opportunities every week or whatever. They typically come every month. Now, there's a select group of tickers that I've chosen where they will consistently come around with these market cycles, and I will take my shot. But let's talk about this one over here, okay? We're going to quite literally talk about Apple, okay? On the 4-hour time frame with extended hours on, I will be doing this from now on, okay? So I'm not going to share what I'm doing, but I'm going to point out going like throughout the guys, this worked in the bear market. That's what I needed to test, okay? I needed to test this group of tickers to see if it worked in the bear market, because if it worked in the bear market and you still made your money in the bear market on the long side, okay? What happens in a raging bull market? What happens, all right? What happens if you have half a year to a year on your contracts and you catch the bull, okay? It could go crazy. But in the bear market, it works as well, all right? And that is something I want to show you guys something. And, I'm not gonna, I shared this with my buddy. He was like, are you sure you just want to tell people? And I'm like, yes, I want to tell people. All right, guys, I want to, provide as much value up front as I possibly can. And you're going to be like, what the heck is this guy doing? Why is he telling everybody this stuff for free? I want that. All right. I think we're going to be massive here in the YouTube space. I think we're going to be massive in the social media, stock market space. And I'm a little small fish right now in a big pond. All right. But eventually I'm going to be that big fish. And it's because I'm going to have helped so many people along the way, guys. Okay. And, you know, another thing from the Alex Hormozi's videos, this was something, you know, I picked up a while ago, and it kind of changed how I looked at, you know, how what I include in these YouTube videos, what I include in the Discord, and, you know, just trying to show everybody how to do things the correct way. It really changed my, my mindset on this is, you know, you can help everyone, and in the end of your life, you take the amount of money that you made people and you get 10% of that. All right. And that's kind of an equation that he said he applies to all of his businesses. And, you know, just it changed how I looked at things. And now my primary goal is making people as much money as possible, sharing the wealth. I think I'm, you know, doing a fabulous job of that so early on in this career. And guys, we're going to be here for years and years and years. And when I see these things, I promise I'll point these things out on the channel. All right. What we got here in the background as I'm talking about this stuff is something absolutely beautiful. All right. Now I have a group of, you know, of select tickers here that this will be working on consistently. Now I'm going to show now we're going to talk about this. And again, just know when I see these things on my channel, or when I see these things in the market, I'm going to share them on my channel. All right. You guys, like, just know I'm here. Okay, I got you. You don't have to worry about these things, but I want you to learn about these things. So you're going to notice these things over the years and you're going to get rich. All right. But just know when you see these things, your boy is going to be pouncing on these things because, you know, maybe it won't work one of the times, but we're just going to look over the last, and this is, we're talking bear market. Okay, every time you got this bullish divergence, you bought in right when you got the bullish divergence. You see this red line right here? Your bullish divergence got burned, and then you bought in when it was created once more. When you broke that low, and you bought in again. Okay? So yeah, you got stopped out on one. You got stopped out on one. You're buying half a month out on these contracts. We're talking, you know, $10 to $20 out the money. $5 to whatever you want to do. Okay, you're buying half a year on your contracts. Keep that in mind. You're buying half a year. Theta pisses me off. Okay, I'm a monster. Okay, and I'm learning to control it. And something I told my friend, and it was pissing me off when I was watching this, Alex. It wasn't even pissing me off. I was just I got really excited and really fired up. All right, because I am a monster. And so this is a Jordan Peterson thing I think I saw on the Joe Rogan podcast a really long time ago. And this is another thing that changed how I look, guys. And, you know, I might come off as a freaking weirdo, you know, on YouTube. I don't care. Okay, I don't care. Nobody in person knows that I'm me. Nobody in person knows that I'm like this. I don't tell anybody things like this. I get to talk to you guys, the community, about these things. All right. And, you know, I love that. I love you guys. I appreciate the crap out of you guys and having you guys there with me. All right, guys. I started this YouTube channel to track my journey, and eventually we came out with these index updates, and they've changed my life. All right. They've literally changed my life and my view on the market. I knew back in the day. Oh, we have another one you got stopped out on. Here, you didn't get stopped out. You just got a triple bullish diverge going on. Guess what? That's where we were right here. All right. And, you know, I think anybody who's, you know, good on Apple here with a decent amount of time, I think you're going to make a lot of money here. All right. I think you're about to catch one of these. Now, specifically, 6 months down the line, if you are new to this, if you are someone who, you know, has the 9 to 5, you don't want to do short-term trades. All right. You're going to do this. Okay. You're going to do this. If you don't want to watch for these for yourself, like I said, I will continuously play these in the Discord. I'm going to do this. There's going to be a specific channel for this. I'm going to, you know, record a video later today going over this specific plan along. So there's going to be 2 videos released today. One is going to be an educational video, but I'm going to talk about my plan here. All right. In my plan, I'm going to get rich over the coming 2 to 3 years. Insanely rich. All right. And it's because I now have created a system this morning in which I am able to utilize this on a select group of tickers. And I am able to utilize compound interest to its fullest extent in a safe manner, in a controlled manner, all right, with risk management to a T. And yeah, all right. And I will continuously compound that money, all right, over the coming years. And I'm very excited about that. And it's going to be in this manner, guys. All right. So I kind of told you what I'm doing without telling you guys what I'm doing. But right here, guys, these are the things that work, all right. If you want, you can literally have a, I think there's an alert on here. Let's do add alert. Right, see, regular bullish divergence. You see that? They added this recently. I'm kind of amazed by it. I haven't tried it out, but maybe it works. I don't know. You can set it and you can see if it works. But just know, guys, I already have showed you what a bullish divergence looks like. It is when the oscillator makes a, higher high or a higher low here, but price made a lower low. And these are the times, what I have marked here aren't specifically when those bullish divergences got put in, but specifically when you would have bought in those options contracts intraday, because you cannot buy in extended hours. You can't buy in pre-market. All right. You cannot buy in post-market. You can buy your options the next day. All right. And I've already looked back at, a lot of these here on what they would have done to some contracts, even with a lot of time. And yet they're good. Okay. So 6 months out, guess what? All right. 50% gainers. All of these would have brought in. You're welcome. All right. You're welcome. And I hope you guys utilize this info, because I think it really could change the game for a lot of people, because these are the very simple things that I look for that always work. And it's been for years and years. I developed these things in the bear market, and they just, now you see we don't get as many of them, but when you do get them, you catch massive rips. All right. Like something like this, you potentially could have caught in this. If you had 5 months in your contracts, 6 months, and this took a month and a half, let's say you had a $5,000 position. Yes, the contracts may have costed you, like right now I'm going to do this on Apple contracts. They're going to be, they're going to go for around $500. I'll just, give you guys this little freebie here. Okay. Apple 200C. All right. August expiration. All right. They should be going for around 500. I think it was 520 I was looking at earlier. All right. That is the most recent one. You get up to 190. There's your like 80, 90% gain. All right. You're looking for these 50% gains. Let's say you take off 1/3 of the position, 50%. There you go. All right. $5,000. Now you've pulled, you're up, let's say the contract is $500. You got, let's say you took $2,000 worth. So 4 contracts out at the 50% mark. Well, now 4 times, what is that? 750. Now we're looking at 700 times the 4 there. That's 28. All right. Add the 50. All right, guys, we're talking about $3,000. So, why didn't I just do the basic math? 2,000 times 1.5. I don't know. But, see, this is my brain's weird, guy. Maybe I do seem like a weirdo. I don't freaking know. All right. But I think I'm going to help a lot of people. And I think we're an underrated channel. I don't think there's any other YouTube channel out there providing the value that we do. So guys, I'm going to keep, as I think of ways to provide you guys value and my community value and everyone that I possibly can value, I will share that value here on this YouTube channel. All right. There you go. But yeah, so, and then, yeah, you cut, and then from that point on, guys, you 100% have your stop loss. Just have your stop loss at 20% gains. All right. And the rest of the contracts, you cut it. If you hit that stop loss, there you go. There's your risk management on this. Now, these are, again, the tickers that I've chosen. I know for, they're beautiful. One is NVIDIA, guys, but, sometimes it all depends, though, on the ticker. So I'm still working on that part, but I've gone over about 5 of these, and there's different conditions I'm looking for on each ticker. Some are daily RSIs oversold. All right. Some are going to be bullish divergences on the daily RSI. Some are the bullish divergences I'm showing you guys right here on the 4-hour RSI. All right. But they're definitely the big names that I know ain't going nowhere, because I fundamentally love the freaking companies to death. Not to death. I will not die over the stock market. All right. But I will get very rich over the stock market. All right. All right, guys. Let's now go over some individual tickers. I know this is going to be a longer video, but I told you guys this was a very important video, and I think it's going to benefit a lot of people here. Okay. Oh, actually, another one. SMH. I think, yeah, I left it up on this ticker as well. All right. Last few years, guys, you may have not, this is not bullish divergences. Okay. This is just literally hitting oversold. We're in a bull market in the semiconductors. Okay. I'm not saying this is always going to work. I will say you will have some drawdown, but most of the time you're going to be catching some moves in this bull market. Okay, so these are just what I'm showing you guys. All right, specifically on Apple, 4-hour bullish divergence over there. That is what you're looking for here with extended hours on your RSI settings. Sometimes I get some questions about this. Actually, a decent amount I get some questions about this. 14, 2. Okay, I default. And what do? So the default one comes with this on. Take this thing off. This thing's a piece of crap. Why do you need to know if a moving average? Guys, you're watching the oversold or overbought. You're watching for divergences. You don't need no moving average. You're getting in late on the moves if you use a moving average. Don't, like, you use it with actual price. Do not use it on, you could do whatever you want actually on your RSI indicator, but I don't see there's absolutely no reason. It's more clutter to your chart. All right, let's go over some individual tickers, guys. I'm bullish into next week. If we get the pullback on the indices, I think we are going to get bought up. All right, 5 of 350, we're watching on SPY, QQQ. I explained why I'm bullish on that. All right, you do have these 15-minute bull pennants as well going on SPY, QQQ, DIA. IWM does not have that. You do have, perfect rejection from this gap fill right here. Right here, IWM, you're looking for sellers in between 202 and 203. Above 203, we're looking for 204.80. And I'm just putting it out there. If you really do make it all the way back up and you buyers perfectly step in here in this golden pocket, just like you did other times, you're probably going to go for a decent ride, all right? So you did end up having here to here, you still, in the end, you went $2.40. So in the end, we could, we're expecting to take out this high right here. If you make it back up to the side, we're expecting price to go further. That's at least me. All right, you can do whatever you want, but this is what I've seen to work, and this is what I'm looking for. Okay. For the time being, guys, upside is limited on IWM. If you want to get bullish above, if you're in bullish position, if you see this, you might want to trim right here. You get above it, this is where you could take on a little more risk because you're very likely going to push on up to here. Right? It's happened every other time we've had that. All right, and yeah. All right. You also do have a potential trend line to be paying attention to here on IWM. You have this channel now that I see it. There you go. All right. You get walked up here in a controlled manner. Expect to sell off here. Pull back. I don't know where you're pulling back. I talk about gold pocket inception pretty often here. What if you literally go like this? All right. Boom, boom, boom. You're here. Wham. Or I don't know how this goes. I don't know. You see what I'm talking about? Golden pocket inception, though. It happens pretty often. Okay. All right. Do I see a golden pocket on the smaller time frame here? What do I got going on? Oh, yeah, on the 15-minute. All right. Individual tickers. AVGO. AVGO. Fresh all-time high. All right. I shared my targets in a previous video. Guess what? You had buyers stepping right here, just like I was just talking about IWM. You just, you're above the previous high. This thing typically likes to go. Okay, I understand you're not exploding you're not going in an exploding manner here, but fresh all-time high, something to be paying attention to. All right, next one is going to be Carvana, guys. Carvana was the ticker. If you were a gambler, you wanted to take gambles on Carvana specifically because it is known to have massive reactions on earnings. All right, you had a 40% move over here. Guys, you had the same at the highs over here. You had a 43% move, I think, at the highs here. All right, but what I really want to say about this is what I shared the video before our Carvana earnings, all right, right before it. I think Carvana has a potential tomorrow. This is how I was speaking the day before. It's got potential tomorrow to put in a really sick, nasty weekly candlestick, a weekly setup here, right? And you do. You finally got your weekly close above here. So, guys, what are we paying attention to? Obviously, we watch the breakout level at 62.59. But, all right here specifically in this zone, you look for buyers. There is your ticket, okay? There is your ticket to the smoke show. There you go, the gun show. Boom. All right, AMD. This thing, we're just going to talk about it, but we're not going to talk a lot about it. This thing's a piece of poop. But you're still consolidating above all-time highs. You're still holding this trend line. You had this candlestick this week print off of here. They again trucked this thing right on Friday and ended it with a doji candlestick instead of a very sexy hammer candlestick. Hashtag tight. All right. NVIDIA, though, sexy ass candlestick. Pardon my French. All right. I do think, NVIDIA is going to keep rising here. I think we're coming to $900. I'm just putting it out there. All right. You're watching for a retest of 74611, but I will point out, guys, you literally don't, you get these breakouts, you don't pull back to them, like ever. Okay. So just don't expect the pullback. You had the pullback here, you failed it. So maybe it's going to be a failed breakout and maybe we were here and then boom, the video rips again. I don't know. But right here at this pullback or at this breakout level, that's where we're looking for buyers to step in. I think we're probably just going to keep going. But regardless, weekly candlestick, that does not look like a topping candlestick to me. They pitched a $3 trillion valuation on their earnings call. What the heck, guys? All right. So if the market wants to really believe in that, if the market wants to start trying to do its best to price that in, well, what's 50% higher than this, guys? That's all the way up here. Okay, so yeah, that would be a 12. Is Nvidia going to $1,000? That's kind of what I wanted, the question I want to ask you guys. Okay, Nvidia might be going to $1,000. I already pointed out Apple on the 4-hour time frame. I really freaking like it. I told you guys what I liked about it. I still like this setup. I think you're in inverse head and shoulders formation right here with regular hours as well as extended. But you can see right here, neckline is going to be at 185. Above there, you watch for 186.79, then 191. All right. Next one we're going to be talking about is Coin. All right. So Coin, I really like the weekly setup you got going on over here with this increasing volume on the breakout. And then right over here, guys, I do want to point out you have this little, you're getting tight here. Okay. So you guys can obviously see the trade plan right here. But you are getting tight, you know. Let's see on the hourly time frame. Do you have something developing here? Kinda. All right. Kinda, sorta, maybe something. It's not looking too bad to me. That's all I'm pointing out here. I think you're probably going to make some moves next week as long as you can get a supportive market. All right. But speaking of a supportive market for Coin, it would be Bitcoin. All right. And Bitcoin is kind of, you know, it's not doing too bad here up at your supply zone. Start, you know, getting above it. It looks like you're basing here on the daily time frame. What happens if you break above, guys? Watch for a break of this high. And if you get a daily close over here, watch for that. Okay. Watch for next leg up. It's not looking bad. Okay. You see the monthly time frame, guys. This is not, you know, if we get a candlestick, do you see what I'm saying, guys? This month, February, is not that month. Okay. We can get warning signs like that. But I'm serious, the major tops, you get a big long-legged doji candlestick at both these major tops. You got a topping tail here, like a massive one. And then the following month, you also got one. Like, that's when you look for tops. All right, you see right here, you have a top. Guys, this is a cycle. I'm just putting it out here. Let's put on the golden pocket for, you know, to have a good time here on Bitcoin. You're in the golden pocket, but what happens if you know, go up here and put up a topping tail here? You know, what if you go right here and you have a weekly, you know, a wick here, and then you start declining? I'm just putting it out there on the daily time frame, the weekly time frame above this level, 52.045. I think that's like the exact level, if I'm remembering correctly. I think I did the exact 52.099. It's not the exact level. Hashtag tight. Make it the exact level, okay? Boom. All right. Above 52.099. You are looking for 59500. All right. There's that. Next one we're going to talk about has earnings. All right. But we're still going to, you know, honorable mention here is big guy AI. Okay. Now, I'm just going to also point out pretty picture perfect price action going on here. All right. You did have the bullish divergence going on here. Did you? What did I see a bullish divergence on? Is it over here? I could have swore I saw something. Is it on the hourly time frame? I know there was something that made me start looking at it. Right here. Oh, bullish divergence here on the hourly time frame, guys. So this is what I was just saying, guys. I'll show you guys what works, what I found that works just on, you know, a broad range of tickers, most tickers, okay? And that's what we'll discuss in this video. Pretty perfect price action going on here. You had your trend line breakout here. The daily time frame, you finally had your break. Your retest here. Also, you came down to your demand zone, had the hourly bullish divergence. That's the confluence we like looking for. Boom. We're expecting you to run up here, and above here, we're looking for the golden pocket test up here from this whole leg down. Guess what? You got sellers stepping in right at the golden pocket, and now you're finding buyers stepping in at this golden pocket. So gold pocket inception all the way, guys. I'm a firm believer in it. All right, CELH, that is the next one. I really like the weekly setup. You guys can see the levels that I'm looking at. These could be potential take profit levels for you. There you go. But guys, you have a, you know, base, a range that's developing out here. And on the weekly time frame, this thing looks like it's about to go. All right. You don't get these hammers before you don't go. I think this week we're about to take up out 69. So put it on your radar. CELH. I didn't take my shot at the beast. It was on the focus list last week, guys. I was lacking. And honestly, you know, I'm kind of tight. I took action on, you know, one thing on the focus list, which was coin. But, you know, I got a few things. You know, this being one right here, right? This was kind of, you know, this is immaculate. I think it's going to explode next week. I could have gotten the planned entry that I planned on, and I just, you know, I got distracted. All right. Well, I didn't get distracted. I was focusing on different things. All right. But well, that in a way is getting that not in a way that's getting distracted. Crap. All right. I got distracted. That's moral of the story. Regardless, guys, above 65, we are looking at this thing to start trekking up to 69 bucks, and you're probably going higher than that. All right. Let's look at it this way. I'm looking at another weekly candlestick like this. This one was a $5-6 move. All right. Well, if we start the week off here and you get a $6, 70 bucks incoming, baby. All right. Honorable mention, ZOM. Still loading. I don't know when it's going to, break out, but you're basing above this 9 weekly EMA. Guys, last time you did it, you started going. I understand you're taking a little while. I'm looking for a 10% move here on ZOM to get going. All right. I don't know when it's going to be, but we're going to keep mentioning it because, it's a setup that's loading. All right. Oxy. A similar setup to CELH, except you're not at all-time highs, guys. You had the fresh pennant breakout. All right, you can see right here, pennant breakout. ZOM, guess what? That's also looking good. But Oxy, all right, all these oil names, they're not looking too bad. And we'll actually take a peek right now at U.S. oil. All right, not looking too bad, not looking the best. But, you come over here. All right, what is it? I'm forgetting the ticker. All right, we're not going to look at it. There's another oil stock that I was looking at. All right, right here, guys, you're looking for buyers to keep stepping in right here. You did end up having the breakout. I was kind of thinking that Oxy and ZOM were going to go with this. You did started going. All right, we put it on your radar right here at the bottom. I know for a fact. Why? Because you had a bullish divergence and you came to the bottom of this. Guys, we talk about some good stuff. There's some amazing money-making opportunities here shared on this channel on a weekly basis. All right? Please take advantage if you would like so. Okay? Goog, we're talking about it. Pennant, all right? You're consolidating in what I think is a bullish manner above the previous, supply zone. Now it's turned into a demand zone. Guess what? You're in this bullish-looking pennant to me, and I do think you're about to go for a ride. I'm just letting you know. I think it's going to be to the upside. This is the reason I'm decently bullish on the market. Amazon, honorable mention as well. Increasing volume. I shared this one the other day before it actually broke out, I believe it was right here. This thing looks like, it's going to go. All right. I know for a fact it is there. Why? Because, again, I was telling you guys, like, into NVIDIA earnings, we had just a bunch of stuff, guys. I'll show you, when you get a bunch of stuff aligned and you get so much confluence ridiculous on all the big names, it's probably going to move the indices one way or the other. I understand NVIDIA earnings was going to be really, the kickoff there, but everything was set to explode. All right. Microsoft had the same exact thing. You came down, you printed 2 hammer candlesticks off of there. And guess what? The first one, it didn't come with NVIDIA earnings, guys. You did not print this off of NVIDIA earnings. You printed this one off of NVIDIA earnings. And then this one off of NVIDIA earnings, all right? This was before the charts predicted dang news. What you also had, you had a bullish divergence here on the 4-hour RSI. Guys, I love it. I love it. Tesla. All right, let's take off extended hours. I like actually doing my chart without extended hours, but I watch for divergences on extended hours as well. Break and retest. All right. You already got the downtrend break. Pointing out. All right. Consolidation on this retest. You literally have declining volume here. I think this thing is getting ready. All right. Hey, guys, if Tesla dies here and we finally do see this weekly RSI oversold, guess what? That's your loading up opportunity there. All right. But typically, guys, you get these bullish divergences here. All right. And daily time frame here. That is when. All right, Tesla likes to go for some rides. Okay, doesn't have to be all that, but I don't think it was this. Okay, with the decline we just had, I think we're gonna get more. All right, but yeah, just putting that one on your radar. TLT, this is one that just had a fresh breakout. All right, here on the hourly time frame, you can see this bad boy just got heated up. All right, guys, pullbacks for the time being. Could be buying opportunities over here on TLT because you finally started breaking out. All right, just thought I'd put it on your radar. I'm not going to go into too much detail. I'm looking for 95 to be tested, though. MU, guys, you're clawing back from the dead here. It's not looking too bad. Like I said, the chip stocks, guys, they're really not looking all too bad. The weekly chart, this is what I want to focus on, all right? What the heck is this? I'm tight you couldn't, do this week and, I didn't think that, this thing was going to, just tank. But we'll point out, guys, when you see things a certain amount of times, you kind of just start putting 2 and 2 together. All right. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Took a little time. Took a little time. Guys, this is back in the bear market. We're not in a bear market. We're in a semiconductor bull market. 110%. All right. That is the semis lead the Nasdaq. Nasdaq leads the S&P 500. S&P 500 leads everything else. All right. When you see things a certain amount of times, you just start, just recognizing patterns over time. There's that. BA. All right, guys, who are building out a pennant down here. I'm just putting it out there. Still got the most divergence BAs. You could touch this thing, screw this thing. But I will put the setup on your radar. Cat, bull pennant going on here. The last bull pennant we called out here was over here as a fresh all-time high. You were consolidating. Guess what? You went for an absolute ride. Congrats to anybody who ended up playing this. All right. Yeah. CVS, similar setup. You got the pennant consolidating above, and similar setup to what we had down here. All right. You're consolidating above the previous high. You really love to see. You got sellers step in there, wire buyers step in, and all up here. All right. I think you're probably going to push up 78, 75. And then I think you're probably going to start pushing up to the high there. All right. D King, you're watching here for the break and retest. That is all I need to say on that one. FSLR, all right, you're at the 0.786. Guess what? This is where buyers got to hold. You have earnings here. So, yeah, I'm not going to be touching it for earnings. There you go. Hood, honorable mention. All right, on the weekly chart, this thing looks like it's about to explode, and it looks like it's pushing up to 1649. All right, just something I would put on your radar. 1649 is going to be the high of this candlestick right here. All right, but you just got the fresh breakout, and it looks like you're about to explode. All right, J&J, just a little toot my own horn here. All right, we called this one out when it was breaking out here. I think it was on this day right here. There you go. All right, you also had the hourly bullish divergence going. Oh, now I know when I started calling out. It was over here, actually. All right, and then I know I was watching it, and then we also got it right there. All right, but like these are the things you could watch for. And then guess what? You made this low here, and you had a triple bullish divergence. All right, there you go. Another one, we called this one out the other day. S-Bucks, guys, right here at the golden pocket. There you go. And now, do you guys want to see some golden pocket inception? It really happens more often than you think. Way more often than you think. Gold pocket inception. Guys, easy trade plans. All day, every day. Buy, sell. All right, Nike, another. Tooting my own horn, all right? Right here. Golden pocket. All right, you guys want to see some golden pocket inception? Again, I'm sorry, I'm showing you guys so many golden pockets. Easy trade plans all day, every day. Buy, sell, shop. Starting to get buyers in. All right, but I am going to say shop is a piece of poop. You do have this bullish divergence going on here, and then you come over here to, was it the 4-hour time frame? Yeah, 4-hour time frame. You got this bullish divergence going on over there. All right, but you don't have any real proof you're getting buyers stepping in, then it's just your warning sign. There you go. All right, so that is what I got for you guys today. I know it was a longer video, the longest video I put out in a very long time, but I thought it was a very important video to be had. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you guys found a lot of value in today's video, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.